So after travelling around Europe for the last 9 months, these are the 7 places that we'd go back to in a heartbeat. We're talking about a town that looks like a fjord hidden in the Balkans, an island that's been voted the world's best destination island 11 years in a row. Greek islands with bluer water than Santorini at half the price, and one little coastal town with some of the best food that we've eaten anywhere in Europe. So if you're planning your next trip to Europe, these are the 7 places we'd put at the very top of your list. So the first place we are going to is a beautiful town in the Balkans, and we honestly spent quite a while in this country. Wasn't our favourite, but until we got to this town and we were absolutely blown away. And this town is Kotor in Montenegro. It is absolutely stunning. It's like this, I mean, it looks like a lake. It's not a lake, and don't call it that, because I think I referenced it a lot to Lake Como, because that's kind of what it looks like. And everyone was like, it's not a lake, but it looks like one because there's water in the middle, and then it's surrounded by these beautiful mountains.
You could compare it to a fjord. Like, the mountains are huge. It has just like beautiful scenery. Then the body of water in the middle. And the thing that we probably loved the most was there's a walking track that goes around it, which is something that Lake Como doesn't have. And it just made it so easy to get around.
So the best time of year to go is obviously Euro summer. So looking at the end of May all the way through to September. But the busiest time is going to be that June, July holiday kind of season. So if you can avoid that, I know it's tricky for a lot of you because you tend to go in school holidays. But if you can go kind of in the shoulder months where it's still a little bit warm but you don't get the crowds, that's probably the best time of year to go.
So the 2 main places that you could stay, Dobroda is where we stayed, and it's a really cute area. 30-minute walk out of the main town. Then you could stay in the old town, which is kind of like a fortress. It's very medieval. It's got beautiful pathways and cobblestone streets and all of that sort of stuff. Plus, you can hike to the top and watch the sunrise from there, which we would definitely say that you have to do. Both of those are really good options.
So there is so much to do in Kotor, and I think that's why we loved it so much, because there was little activities that we could kind of hire bikes for the day, ride around the lake, which I did one day and got really terrified because the roads are
Abby cried.
I cried because there are like roads. So there's pathways and then there's like roads and there's these massive trucks. And I cried. I got quite scared. So don't do that if you don't like trucks and main roads. But yeah, there's just so much to do there. One is hike to the top of the fortress. We've actually recently been told there used to be a back way. So you used to be able to walk around the back, and it was like a 30-minute hike up the back, and then you'd kind of sneak in through this ladder and see the whole view. You can't do that anymore. Unfortunately, it's closed. You have to go through the main town now and pay entry.
Really unfortunate.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
It was so fun.
It was really fun. So definitely do that. You'll have to pay to get in, but it's absolutely worth it. You can do that at sunrise or sunset. Yep. Another thing you have to do, and please book this ahead of time, is go to Kraken Wine Bar.
Oh, that was fun.
So this is where we did ride our bikes to.
Except for that bar.
That was the lead up was not fun, but once we got there, I was fine. But that basically you book a time slot and you meet them at this meeting spot, and then they bring you over with a boat and they take you to a floating wine bar, and essentially they've got these bottles of wine that are kept underneath the water.
Yeah, they age underwater
for like hundreds of years or something, wasn't it?
No.
Maybe not hundreds of years. 40 years, whatever, I don't know. Whatever it might be, they keep them under there for a really long time, and that just makes it taste yummy.
Yeah, it tastes awesome. They cook some good food on there, and that's something you definitely have to do. The other thing you have to do is go watch the sunset. You take the cable car up to the top of this hill. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put the details up. And there is this bar there. The bar is incredible. It has beautiful views of the sunset.
There's
Plus
DJs.
they have DJs, music, Aperol Spritz.
Lots of bees.
Lots of bees.
I don't like bees.
And you can go on that cart
there's
thing.
a little cart thing as well. Get the fast track though. That's the biggest thing. Online, you can buy like a fast track to this little roller coaster thing, because the line was so long.
Yeah, and if you fast track, then you just skip the line pretty much.
We still waited about an hour.
Yeah.
But it was better than waiting
because you
want
to do it at sunset, basically.
Yeah, it was awesome. Definitely do that.
Next, we're moving over to Italy, and we're going to a place called Calagonone in Sardinia. We wanted to be specific for this one because we found Calagonone to be the best place that we went to in our whole trip there. And there's a couple of reasons for this. It's based at the bottom of this mountain, so it's super beautiful, very green, And it's just this cute little town, and it's also on the best or the most beautiful coast of Sardinia, in my opinion. It's called the Orosai coast.
We did find Calagononi to be the best place to base yourself as well in Sardinia, because it's a big island and you want to explore both south and north, and it's kind of this beautiful middle in between. So the best time of year again is to go in European summer. We went early June and the weather was chef's kiss. But again, you could go all the way up through to September or even early October and you'd still be getting those crystal blue sunny days, and the water might get a little bit colder towards that kind of like those tail ends, but still a fantastic time to go.
So while you're here, one thing that you have to do is a boat day, and you can do this in a few ways. You can get a self-drive boat, or you can hire a skipper for the day, or you can go on a tour, and they'll take you to all the most beautiful beaches. One of them that you have to go to that we actually didn't make it to was Calaluna. We saw it from the ocean and it looked incredible. Yeah, it was closed when we went. I'm sure when you guys go, it'll be open. You can also hike to that beach, but I think it's about 2 hours in, 2 hours out. So just be mindful of that. The water's crystal blue. It's epic. So definitely add that to your list.
Another thing that you have to do when you're in Calagononi is book this agriturismo. Now, if you don't know what an agriturismo is, it's kind of a farm to table experience, and you book a time slot and it's about 40 to 50 euro per person, and then bring you all the food, unlimited wine. We did 2 of these in Sardinia, but this one in Calagononi was the best. So it's called Agriturismo Cardula Fully. And the best part about it, other than the food, was just the view. Like you drive all the way up to this hill. You can stay there too, because agriturismos are like, homestays as well. We didn't, but the food was amazing. The wine was so lovely. The service was fantastic. And the views was just perfect. So definitely book that in.
Yeah. I think if you're planning to drink a lot of wine, I would book the house there and you would just have the best time. Also, it's hard because both times I was rolling myself out of there.
Exactly. So number 3, we are heading to an island in Portugal. Now, this island was voted the best island in the whole entire world for 11 years running, which is just crazy. And that's why we went there. We were so curious about what this island could possibly hold, that it was so good. But honestly, we got there, we understood it. It is unbelievable. And this island is called Madeira. Now, the best time of year to go again is, of course, European summer, from around May through to October. We went in June and it was perfect. We didn't find the wind to be too crazy, because that is something that you do need to make note of. Also, Madeira has lots of different microclimates. So once you're there, it can rapidly change, and it can be quite windy, it can be quite cold, it can be quite sunny on different areas of the island. So it's quite unpredictable with the weather.
Yeah, one funny thing that you can do is they have live cameras all the time. So you can check the places you're going to go and see what the weather's like, so you're prepared to go there. And this is really important because there's so many activities to do on Madeira. Like, the main thing is hiking. And the hikes are incredible because it's extremely mountainous. There's all these beautiful ones like PR1, the most famous one, where you can hike on the spine of a mountain and these stairs look like they're climbing into the clouds. I think they call it the stairway to heaven. It is
so cool.
Pretty bloody incredible. The things that you need to keep in mind is you got to book these things ahead. The hikes, you definitely have to book ahead. We didn't, and we only managed to do half of the stairway to heaven, which was a bit unfortunate, but lots of the other hikes you can just go and do.
So there is so much to do in Madeira, obviously the hikes, but another thing you can do is visit the rock pools in Porto Meniz. We loved this. Yeah. We actually took our own breakfast one morning, drove all the way there and hung out for a couple of hours, and it was just absolutely stunning. And whilst you're there, some foods and drinks that you need to try. So there's this thing called poncha. It is like a lethal cocktail. I don't know what's in it, but it's so good. It's so strong, and they have heaps of different flavors. You can literally buy it anywhere, but our favorite was definitely the fisherman's flavor. It was kind of this lemony, delicious.
I think that's the local one, because originally it was the fisherman who made the poncha, and so then they called it the fisherman's.
There you go.
There you go. The other thing that you have to go do is an espetada. And actually, it's not a go-do espetada. No, you eat the espetada. But there is things that you have to do that are involved in it. So the one that we went to was awesome because you basically go to a butcher and they give you the meat and they put it on a massive skewer, like massive. And then you go downstairs and they had a fire where you season your meat and then you cook your own meat on the fire. And then the way you eat it, you hang it up over bread and just eat it with the bread and butter. And
yeah, that's all they serve. There's no veggies, no nothing. It's literally just meat and bread.
And I couldn't be more happy.
Yeah, it was really great.
Awesome. There's a few places to do it. I'll put the list up here so you can go and check them out. Number 4, we're hitting up Turkey, and specifically we're going to a place called Kaş. And we liked Kaş the most as a coastal town in comparison to places like Bodrum, which was more of a bit party. It was a bit crazy. But Kaş was just the perfect in between. It has nice restaurants. It's got a cute, beautiful town. Little beach clubs that you can go to and hang out for the day. The food was really good. The water was crystal blue.
Yeah, it was very walkable. Like as soon as we got there, we didn't need a car. We actually got so many steps in, because one thing to know about Kaş is that it's like on this giant hill.
Yeah. We stayed at the top.
And we stayed at the top. So every single day we had to walk down to like go to the gym or get our morning coffee, and then we walk back up, we'd have breakfast, and then we'd go down again for a swim, and then we walk back up, and we literally, I think that was the fittest we've ever been.
Yeah. I have to say though, the view from our apartment was crazy. And,
so good.
And if you do want the details for any of the accommodation we stayed at all these places, just look below and there's a link there that'll take you to all that.
So the best time of year to go is from April to June or through September to October, just because the middle June, July can get so incredibly hot in Kaş or just in Turkey. So definitely those shoulder months are going to be the best weather, and of course less crowds too. And some things that you can do there. Kaş is just a really chilled, lovely little town. So we swam, we had aperols, we walked around.
Yeah.
There's not like that many activities, although it is one of the top 100 places to go scuba diving in all of the world. So if that is your jam, this could be a really cool place to scuba dive to.
Yeah, and because we know that boating is so fun anywhere around these coasts, you could definitely get boats and go to different little places or little islands. One thing that we did do was go to the ancient theatre, and this is like a beautifully preserved ancient theatre, and you can go there for sunset. It is extremely beautiful. But yeah, other than that, you just chill, relax, eat good food.
Enjoy.
Number
5, we're heading to our favourite place in all of Greece. And if you've been following us for a while, you know how much we love this island. We cannot stop raving about it. We've told so many people. And that is Lefkada. Now, this is actually an island in Greece that you can drive to because it is attached to the mainland. So if you don't like ferries or you can't be bothered jumping on a ferry, you can drive about 4 hours from Athens. And then, you can just jump over. When we went, I'm pretty sure it would be all the time, but the land and the island, mainland and island, were actually connected by a boat. So we drove past it and we were like, how do you get across? And then you actually literally have to drive through like a ferry boat to get to the other side, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. We loved it for a couple of reasons. Number one is it's like a perfect mix. It's got nice old town, the traditional Greek restaurants, all of that. But then you've also got these really cool, nice places, bougie places to go to. Like one of them, this restaurant called Rachi, and this is on top of a hill. It has awesome, like modern Greek food, a really, really tasty
moussaka.
Yeah, really tasty moussaka. And then right next door is a bar called Fly Me to the Moon. And people actually run and jump and do their parasailing off there. So you can watch it while having an awesome cocktail and watching the sunset. It's pretty epic.
Yeah, it was great. So the best time of year to go is, of course, European summer. I keep saying that. But again, in probably like May, early May or September. We were there in September last year and it was perfect. We didn't find it to be too crowded. The weather was honestly just absolutely perfection. Yeah. So where to stay on the island, you do have a few different options. We stayed in Lefkada town and we actually really liked this because this is where the old town is, it's where the port, it's got lots of restaurants, it's got an awesome gym, and from there you could just either hire a car or hire a scooter or jump on a bus for the day and kind of explore the other islands and areas. But in Lefkada town, you're not really close to a beach. You're not like walking distance to a beach or anything. So if that's your vibe, you do have a few other options. Nidri was a super cute town. This is very family friendly. So it's there's lots of restaurants, cafes, all of that sort of stuff. So
lots of activities.
Yeah, they've got kind of billboards everywhere to go on your snorkeling trip, to go on your boat trip. So if that's your vibe, definitely check that out. Otherwise, another one is called Vasiliki. Now we went here for the afternoon. Super cute. It's like you walk through the town to get to this like main beautiful quiet beach.
Actually, we loved that.
Yeah, we loved it, and we just hung out there for the day. So that if you're wanting like more chill, laid back vibes, then definitely stay around there.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to get a booking there, honestly.
Yeah,
it's just
maybe.
It was so small, but it was just like, it was sick.
Awesome.
We loved it. One thing that's super incredible about Lefkada is how blue the water is. And there's some beaches that you must check out when you're there. Our favourites were Porto Katsiki, which had this massive cliff incredibly blue water, like electric blue.
Yeah, like a little cove. It was so cute. But you do need to climb a lot of stairs to get there too. So if you don't like stairs,
worth it. And then there's Ergameni, which is a long stretch of beach and also just crazy blue water. The bluest water we've seen in our lives.
Yeah, but you do have to walk a long way to get to that one too. So there is some level of fitness and like being able to walk to these places. You can't really like drive your car, park and just like be there. It's a bit of a hike and a trek into each one.
Risk it for the biscuit. Number 6 is a place that we've returned to a couple of times, and that is back in Italy, Lake Como. It did get a mention beforehand, and for good reason, because it is so beautiful. We love it here. The lake's so big, there's so many different places to stay, the food is incredible, and it's just a vibe.
Honestly, it's awesome that you can just like stay in one little town and then there's all these different ferries that just kind of take you to all the other towns. Driving around it is a nightmare and walking around it is a nightmare. Yeah. We tried to walk to the gym one day and it was awful. So not good for getting your steps in and stuff like that, but definitely you can get around easily by ferries, which was just really fun.
So where to stay when you get to Lake Como? There are 3 main areas and they kind of like meet at this point in the middle of the lake, and that's why these are the main areas that you should stay in, because it's easy to get to the other areas by ferry, so you can, explore. So you've got Menagio, this is relaxed, good value. You got Bellagio, this is like the famous place where most people, will know Bellagio. And then Varenna is our pick. So Varenna is easy because you can catch the train straight from Milan to Varenna and then you're there. The other ones you will have to get the ferry, which can be a bit tough, especially during peak season, which we found out.
Yeah, we had to wait a long time. There's delays,
and you've got all your suitcases. Yeah. It can be tough.
So one thing that you need to do while you're here is hire a boat for the day. We loved it. Do you remember how much it cost us? 200, 300 euro for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and you can sail up and down. You can go past George Clooney's house, which we did, and just it was a lot of fun. But also we went and had lunch at this restaurant, and you book ahead of time. You tell them you're arriving by boat, so when you drive in, another boat comes and fetches you, and you kind of dock your boat whilst you have lunch, and it was just really cool. Yeah,
it was awesome. You don't have to get a boat there, but the
you
experience was fun. Like we go take it off our boat, go have lunch, and then have a beer or whatever.
Yeah, and then go sailing again.
And go sailing again. And like Abby said, seeing the famous people's houses and the really famous villas, which I'll put up some videos here of what they looked like.
The Star Wars
the Star Wars one, where Star Wars was filmed, where James Bond was filmed. All those villas are there, and they are awesome to see.
And then last on our list is a beautiful UNESCO World Heritage town. We are heading all the way to Albania, to a beautiful town called Berat. This is kind of quintessential Albania. Like when you think of Albania, this is what you picture.
Yeah.
And we love that Albania has a really cool mix of like beaches, awesome like modern towns in Tirana, but then you go to places like Berat, kind of takes you back and transports you into the 1950s.
And it's just conserved like so well. Yeah. So like you have the old castle, which is where we stayed and we would recommend staying. Also a very long uphill walk.
We love doing that. We love putting ourselves in positions where we have to walk.
Yeah. But it was so cute, and you can watch the sunset or sunrise from there. And there's lots of things, lots of little things going on in the castle. But then, in the town, it's called the City of 1,000 Windows because when you look at it, you'll see there are so many windows on the buildings, and it's just like really, really beautiful.
Yeah, so you can just spend the days walking around, take it all in. The best time of year to go is from April through to October, and one restaurant that you cannot miss is Lily's Homemade Kitchen.
Yeah, that was so
Lily
fun.
is such a legend. We booked on the day, luckily. We were so lucky. I think when it wasn't too busy yet, and we just called him and were like, have you got any cancellations? And he had one, and he fit us in, and he welcomed us with open arms. Like
he must not have been that busy during the day because he spent like 20 minutes on the phone
with me. He was like, I came back and Tess was like, who have you been talking to? And I was like, me and Lily are just like best mates now. But he was so lovely, welcomed us with open arms, and it's a tiny little restaurant, maybe only sits 20 people at a time, and you're sharing tables and you're sharing food and you're just sharing stories and experiences.
Yeah, it's more just about the fun.
Yeah.
Like it was a real family kind of experience.
And then we walked down a little bit as well, and we found this wine window. So it's actually Albania's first wine window. And it's really cool because you ring the bell and then you tell them what you want, and then it comes out in this little thing. So we had a couple of cheeky wines.
And then the other place we should mention is that Tradita Al Barat, and that's an awesome place for sunset cocktails. We went there the first night maybe. And that gives you the full view of the river, the bridge, and the town. And I think it's just something you should do. Yeah,
the Aperols. That was actually the first time I ever tried a Hugo Spritz, and I never looked back.
There you go. So now we're going to give a quick breakdown of the most expensive to the least expensive place, because there is a big difference and it might give you some insight. We're going to do this per couple per night. So to kick this off, we've got Lake Como, which is the most expensive, about €320 per couple per night, and that includes your accommodation, your food. It doesn't include breakfast, because what I would say to you is try and get a place with breakfast included. Number 2 is Lefkada, Greece, and that's €240 per couple per night. Then we have Calaganoni in Sardinia, about €250 per couple per night. Then moving on to Madeira, Portugal, about €215. Then Kotor, Montenegro, about €181. Kash, Turkey, about €172. And Barat, Albania, only about €103 per couple per night.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. That is a wrap for our 7 must-visit places in Europe. If you have any questions, drop them below. Also, come and follow us on Instagram here, as we are a lot more active there day to day. Every single Monday as well, we drop question boxes where you ask and we answer. We're actually just about to go live to answer all of our questions too. We haven't done that in a long time. So come follow us here and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next video.
See you guys. Cheers.